button, no button. What do we know about buttons? Do we even know what buttons are? What are buttons? Are there buttons? Are there? Oh my God, buttons. Somebody burped. Somebody burped. Was it me? What up, nerds? What are you doing? What is going on? It is Monday after the Super Bowl. Are you excited for it to be the Monday after the Super Bowl? It's always good when it's the Monday after Super Bowl, you know? Can't complain too much if the Super Bowl came and went, you know? Am I in the middle? Am I in the middle of the screen for the vertical stream? I guess I gotta scoot back for the vertical stream, guys. We gotta get way back here. We get way back here, and then people can see more of my cool shirt if I scoot back. I could probably just go wider with the shot, can't I? I don't have to scoot back, do I? Let's see. Can we zoom, enhance zoom? Where's the settings? Do we know where the settings are? Zoom. Position, width, height. Transform, crop, left, right. Oh, that just crops the left, right. Duh. This is always the best part of the stream when I realize, like, wait a minute. I gotta move myself around. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I wonder if I can I do it in camera? I can. I can do it the old way. See that? I did it the analog way, kids. It's like vinyl. You know, you go the old analog way. By touching the camera with your little dirty meat hooks. Let's close that. We'll close that. We don't need that open. That's no longer open. Okay, there we go. Are we in the right spot, though? That's the question. Anyhow, it's Monday. The Super Bowl was yesterday, so we got to talk about the Seattle Seahawks dominating performance in the Super Bowl. Do we have a caller? Oh, my God, we have a caller. Who's our caller today? Hello? Hello? Yours. Oh, my God. What the fuck? Is Witchy Cat here or a scary robot sound? Try it again.
Hello?
Oh, my God. Okay, there you are. I thought you were like a scary robot for a minute. I thought maybe you'd been taken over by the bot in the chat, the fish fan bot.
Finally.
Where are you calling from, caller? Outer space?
I am calling from the far side of the flatter. I fell off.
Did you? You fell off?
I fell off.
All right. Well, that's hot. That's these days. That's what the kids say. They say that's hot, right? Don't they say that now?
I don't know. My kid has become adult, and I've been disconnected from the lingo.
Oh, I was just kidding. They don't actually say that.
Oh,
They say 6, 7, and then you go like, why are you saying that? And they go, it doesn't mean anything. And you're like, okay, thanks, kids. And then I go, you guys are 7 years old. Cool. All right, go back to doing what you're doing. Children, get out of here.
Children of the corn.
What?
The children of the corn.
Oh, the children of the corn. Yes, they are the children of the corn. That's for sure. If you guys aren't familiar with the Children of the Corn, you should go watch that movie. It pretty much describes MAGA in a nutshell, if you guys are wondering. Children of the Corn. Do we have a screenshot of the Children of the Corn? Yeah, here we go. This describes MAGA right here in a nutshell. This screenshot right here. The screenshot right here. This describes MAGA in a nutshell right there. There you go. There you go. The cultists have crucified one of the kids. This guy's preaching at them. They love it. He's telling them what to think. They're going, okay. Yes, sir. May I please have another? You know?
There's a weird predominance of redheads, as I recall.
Yeah. What's the synopsis on it? What's the story behind the Children of the Corn? Children of the Corn refers to Stephen King's story about a cult of murderous, fanatical children in a Nebraska town who worship a demonic entity called He Who Walks Behind the Rose, residing in the cornfields, demanding sacrifices of adults, and eventually their own kind to ensure a bountiful harvest. Exploring themes of twisted faith, religious fanaticism, and the corruption of innocence, where the corn itself symbolizes both nature's cycle and sinister malevolence. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Children of the Corn, a.k.a. MAGA. The MAGA grew up. MAGA groans up.
That's right.
As you were. As you were. Carry on. Did you watch this? Did you watch the Super Bowl yesterday?
I listened to the Super Bowl. I listened to it on the radio.
God, you went old school. You went like
I did. I went serious sat.
What was that movie? Christmas, like A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you scream about the Bumpus's dogs at all?
No, and no one shut their eye out. I was.
Oh,
But,
no one would shoot their eye out. An icicle fell off the garage.
Oh, that's right.
An icicle fell off the garage and hit him right in his eyepiece. He got an old dinger right in his eyepiece. It was wild.
Yeah, it was fun to listen to. I was stymied. I expected more of the Patriots somehow. But all right.
You expected more from the Patriots?
I didn't want them to win, but I did expect more, yes.
I mean, to be honest with you, like the Patriots had a really good team, but you have to remember that last year the Patriots won 4 games. I think they won 4 games last year. Fuck, might have been 3 games. Let's see. Hold on. Patriots 2024 season. I think it was 4 games. Well, why is that not easy? Why is that not easy to look up? 14-3. Yeah, 4-13. God. 14-3 is how many games the Seahawks won this year, not 4-13. So the Patriots last year were 4-13. Okay? Now, if you guys remember, one of the reasons I like the NFL is because the NFL is basically socialism. There's a ton of socialist like attributes to the NFL. One of them being strength of schedule evaluation. Now, if you are a team that only won 4 games last year, what they're going to do is pair up your non-divisional games against teams that also had bad records.
Yeah.
And so you end up what's playing called the strength of schedule, right? So you play how difficult the teams are that you played by the end of the year. And I believe the Patriots' strength of schedule this year was the first or second easiest.
Wow. Okay. So low bar is what we're hearing.
No, let's see if we can't get the Strength of schedule. Okay. The 2025 New England Patriots played one of the easiest schedules in NFL history, with opponents combining for a .391 win percentage, which is 113 wins and 176 losses, tied for the third weakest in the last 50 seasons. So they were tied with the third weakest schedule in the last 50 seasons, and they made it to the Super Bowl. Now, that does not discount their winning in the playoffs, right? They did play some real juggernaut teams in the playoffs and managed to beat them. The Broncos was in an insane snowstorm, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the one that no one wanted to be at.
Yeah, because who did they... hold on, we got to look at their playoff schedule. Yeah, because who'd they play? They played the Bears, and they barely... we just need to look up games. That's what we need to do. Games. Oh, we got all the games. Jesus. Okay, here we go. Down here to the bottom. Yeah, they played the Broncos in Mile High. An absolute shit show of a game. That was a total clunker. It was bizarre. That was a bizarre game. It was snowing. No one could really fucking do anything in that game. They won 10-7. So they managed to score one touchdown and one field goal and win the game against the Broncos that just couldn't get anything going in the snow. The game before that, they played the Texans, which was a bit of a dumpster fire game also. And they played the Chargers. Is that right? Yeah, they played the Chargers right before that and beat the Chargers 16-3. So their playoff games were really weird. It was like the Chargers couldn't get anything going. The Patriots have a good defense, right?
Right.
But they're really a one-sided team. Like, they have a good defense. Their quarterback was pretty good for like a second-year quarterback. They just realistically, they just shouldn't have been in the Super Bowl. Is the reality of what I'm trying to say here. A lot of weird luck. A lot of weird luck and playing games like. What is it? Week 17, they played the Dolphins, who had just completely given up. They beat them 38-10. The week before that, they played the Jets, who are freaking terrible. They barely beat the Ravens. They barely beat the Bills. Yeah, I mean, they just kept playing these like absolute like dog shit teams throughout the season. And realistically, they just shouldn't have been in the Super Bowl. You know, typically, the NFL season will weed out a team like that. Like they just won't make it to the Super Bowl because of the level of competition. But like I said, one of the things that I really like is the socialism aspect of the NFL. If you're the worst team in the league, you get to pick your new players first. Come the next season, they're like, you get to pick the highest quality player that you can, you get the first opportunity to do it. Whether you can actually pick the right players or not is an issue. But that's granted upon the most losingest team, right? Like, you were the worst, so you get to pick whatever players you want for your team. There's a salary cap is in place, so you can't have, a huge market team just spend a shitload of money, so you don't end up with the New York Yankees, right?
Right.
Now, obviously, the Patriots have had quite the legacy here in the last 20 years. I believe they have 7 Super Bowls, I think. 7 championships. How many? 6. 6. All right. Yeah. So they won 6 in the last 20 years. Well, actually 25 years now. 2001, 2003, 2004, and then a 10-year break that goes into 2014, 2016, 2018. So they won like every other year there. So it kind of even spread the legacy out even further. And then, of course, Tom Brady went on to win with the Buccaneers. Did he win 1 or 2? He won 1 with the Buccaneers. Yeah. So, you know, quite the legacy with Belichick and Brady there for the last 25 years. And I have to admit that, like, the Patriots fans have been spoiled fucking rotten. Like, to have a run like that is crazy. And I was listening to a short the other day, like, of, what's his name? Stavros? Stavros Halkias, this the comedian who looks like he lives in the basement.
Oh.
And he was talking about it, that he's like, the fucking Patriots, like, the Patriots fans need to lose for like the next 20 years. Just by the sake of like what's been going on for the last 25 years. Like, they just need to lose for the next 20 years, and then they can come back again, right? I disagree with the 20-year mark, but a good decade of just like just play regular football. Just be like fucking 8-8 seasons, you know, and do that for a while, because it's fucking it's absurd at this point. And it really is like, it's a New York Yankees type of hate at this point, where you're like, just
right.
Seriously, are we back here again? Like, God damn it. You know, like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? In which I do have to admit, I don't hate either team, realistically. I don't hate any of the players. Robert Kraft as the ownership, that guy can get fucked with his weird massage parlor nonsense and hanging out with Trump all the time and shit. It's fucking ridiculous. That guy can get fucked. For sure. But yeah, I don't hate the players. I don't even hate Tom Brady, even though he's done just about everything to deserve it at this point. But you know, don't hate the guy. Don't hate the guy. Even though, right? Even though.
Despite.
But it would just be nice to see their fan base just go through some regular seasons like the rest of us. You know, where you're like, 11-6, but you don't make the playoffs. You know, shit like that. Just live in that. Yeah, just live in that pocket for a little while. You know, let the Jets win a game every once in a while. You know, just let them win. You know, just let them win for a little bit. You know what I mean? Would be funny. But yeah, they they definitely got a little taste of the humble pie last night. What's his name? Dave Portnoy. Somebody sent me a video of him at the after the game, and basically doing the like, okay, well, I guess there's next season, you know, kind of shit, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, I guess there is, isn't there, guy? You know. But yeah, congratulations to the Seattle Football Seahawks. I would say that they're my alma mater or whatever, but they're not. They're just my favorite home team. And I do love the NFL. I do really enjoy the sport a lot. I had a customer over the weekend, and I was talking to him. I'm like, yeah, I'm super excited about the Super Bowl. Like, I watch football, and I love the Seahawks, and blah blah blah. I'm not one of the insane guys that's got 16 Seahawks flags hanging off the back of his truck. I'm not one of those dudes, but I really enjoy how difficult the game is, especially from a concept of, like the socialism aspects of the NFL are always incredibly endearing to me because it exposes a lot of the like right-winger nerds that I know to a simple concept, right? To a very simple concept of, the rising tides, right? The rising tides elevates all ships. And the last thing that you want is, the Cleveland Browns being just continuing to be an absolute dumpster fire, right? Like at some point, somebody's got to step in and just help them out, right? The way that they do that is through the draft, through the salary cap. I love that the NFL is unionized. There's a players union, and there's a lot of workers unions involved in the NFL too. I appreciate that quite a bit. I don't like some of the stuff that the NFL does at certain times. I think it's super hilarious that most of the right-winger weirdos think that like these huge celebrations at the beginning of football games are not a sponsor spot. Like doing the national anthem and putting a giant flag out there and like salute to the troops and fucking planes flying over and all that shit. Those are all sponsorships, just like Coca-Cola. If people don't realize that, it always cracks me up. I'm like, the NFL gets paid U.S. tax dollars to fucking do those sponsorships because they are an ad. They're treated like advertising. That's what it is. Which always cracks me up because it's like
NFL gets paid.
Like, everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. And they're like, oh, say, can you see? Right? And it's like, meanwhile, they got the gridiron set up with dudes that have been professionally training to basically rip each other's heads off for the last fucking 20 years. Like, get ready, everybody, to salute the troops, and it's like, why are we saluting those troops? That's just the color guard, right? Like, why is the color guard here, guys?
Right. These guys are really decent.
Yeah, it's just pretty funny. I don't know. It's a funny element that I was talking to my dad. I was talking to my dad yesterday, and I was like, they used to never do this stuff at the beginning of games. And he was like, yeah, I mean, he was like, the most extreme they used to go is like play a recording of the national anthem. You know what I mean? It was like you could hear somebody like playing the tape,
right?
The taped recording of a national anthem or something. But he was like, yeah, they used to never do this shit. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Got to get those ad dollars, everybody's got to get those advertising dollars. It's very important. Oh, speaking of advertising dollars, should we do our Amazon advertisement?
Oh, our vibrato ad.
Our vibrato. Yes. Our, vibrato. We're battling the myth of the female orgasm because we don't believe here. On the show that it is a myth. I'm just double checking our sales for the month. We have not sold any vibrators this month, guys. We got to up these numbers around here. I don't even have one. I don't even have one at the ready. I should have like a hot link list.
Different colors, different price points.
Oh, here we go. Here's a purple one. This, in case you have severe neck pain. If you have severe neck pain or you're one of those people that's convinced that the female orgasm is a myth, go ahead. Oh, I got to find the sharing. Where's the fucking share link? Hey, where's my link, you son of a bitch? Oh, there we go. Had to refresh the page. The link was too spicy. It wouldn't load. Oh, excluded product. This product is
Oh
excluded
no!
from the Amazon Associates program. We can't share
Vibrator's
it.
so good,
We
we
can't
can't
share it.
share it with you.
We can't share it. We can't share that one. We have to find a worser vibrator. Oh, here we go. This one's reasonable, coming in at $15.99. We'll get. Oh, it's an excluded product. Oh my God, they're excluding all the products, guys. Let's see. Well, now we have to look through them and see if we can find one that's not an excluded product.
All of a sudden.
Is this an excluded? I gotta find out like where the excluded products begin and end now. Why are these all excluded?
Is there a sponsored, sir? Is that one excluded?
I don't know. I don't know why. These are all just like excluded products. And then it's like goes to a learn more page.
Yeah, it tells you why it's excluded, supposedly. It didn't clarify anything the last time I looked at it.
Oh man, I guess we gotta find something else.
Yeah, I'll have to set aside the female orgasm for another day.
I don't know. They're all just excluded now, apparently. It just says anything they deem excluded from the Amazon Associates program. Yep. We can't guys, we can't hawk vibrators anymore. Amazon doesn't let us. So now we need to get a sponsored deal. So anybody that knows a direct sponsor that wants to sponsor our YouTube channel, we're going to need to see some emails here in the future. Let's find a non-vibrating product. Here you go. This is a 4-piece railing flange pipe base structural fitting. Fits 1-inch nominal galvanized pipe. Actual outside diameter 1.315 inches, and it makes total sense. Yeah. So just make sure that you head on through any old affiliate program link in case you want to buy stuff from Amazon so that we can get the advertising dollars. That is a sponsored link, and the Federal Trade Commission requires me to tell you that, and I did. So there you go.
There.
In case you were looking for a pipe flange, that is a pipe flange link. Very exciting. Very wow. Okay. Just remember. Very exciting.
So
very wow.
So flange.
Sounds like someone complained to the Amazon that people could see they bought a vibrator through the affiliate program. LOL. I mean, who the fuck knows? I don't know. I don't know why they changed it, but it's probably because Jeff Bezos thinks that the female orgasm is a myth.
I've been getting it on books lately, certain books that I'm trying to put up. So I don't think
certain books you can't affiliate link anymore. I don't know. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
It's weird.
It's funnier to make fun of Jeff Bezos' failure to Kimberly Guilfoyle, the Guilfoyle. That's funnier.
Is that who he married? I thought he married somebody else.
Didn't he marry Guilfoyle?
No, that wasn't Bezos.
Who's his wife?
When last sight his wife had not yet Mar-a-Lago'd herself.
Who, Lauren Sanchez Bezos? Oh no, it's Lauren Sanchez. Do you think this person hasn't Mar-a-Lago'd themselves? Look at this.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen her.
This person right here?
I have to wait for it to show up. Remember, delay on YouTube.
You think that that's not Mar-a-Lago face? That is an absolute dumpster fire. I don't know why. It must be love. No one could doubt it. It must be true love.
That's all I could figure for anyone dating Laura Loomer. I've never seen anyone intentionally try to look like her movie villain. But she completely looks like Jigsaw.
This person looks like they need medical attention. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, she does. She's obviously been in since they were still building the yacht the last time I saw her, so I don't look at pictures
Which
of them
yacht?
very
I mean,
often.
he has like 50 yachts now
The,
or
the
something.
one, the one they couldn't park anywhere after they built it.
No, they couldn't get it out of port. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
They had to take down the bridge in the Netherlands. How many yachts does he have now? Let's see. Oh, it's just confusing. Oh, it's just confusing how many bots, how many boats he has. I don't know. He apparently has a fleet of them now of some kind.
Fleet.
A fleet of super yachts.
One for the servants, one for the.
Nah, servants live on the boat. They have to operate the boat. What's that?
Said that's true.
Your connection's all crazy today. The weather must suck up on the mountain, huh?
Well, it's sunny and gorgeous, actually.
Really? So you have the antithesis of bad weather. You have good weather.
For once, I have good weather.
Something's headed your way because it's rainy and crummy here today. But although
Excellent.
it's still not winter weather, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
It's 52 degrees and raining. I don't know what to tell you. That is insane. It's fucking February.
Yep. You wouldn't know it to look outside.
February. It's February. It's February. My mom
That's why it's the Winter Olympics.
My mother was in Leavenworth earlier today, and she said there's no snow in Leavenworth at all.
Crazy.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a bad fire season.
Like, if people are wondering what Leavenworth looks like, I'm trying to find one with some of the mountains in the background image here. That won't load. That one just has low definition, lo-fi. We got to get the snowy picture.
It's pretty.
What the hell? How is this like? There should be like a million pictures of Leavenworth.
They're all going to be flooded when you find them because of the algorithm.
Here we go. Here's one. Let's give you an idea. To those of you that have never been to Leavenworth or anything like that, here's a sky shot, a shot from the sky to show you the hills in the background. The big mountains would be like back this way, to the back of the person taking the picture here. And all the hills and everything here in the wintertime, it's always just covered in snow. It's just snowy the whole time, and it is February right now, and they have 0 snow on the ground. There's another picture here to give you an idea. It's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be just covered in fucking snow.
Yes, it's not.
And there's 0. There's 0 freaking snow, dude. It's insane. If you wanted to go snowboarding or skiing or cross-country skiing or snowshoeing or any of that stuff this year, you ain't going to be able to do it.
Yeah, not in Washington State.
This is
parts of North Carolina over the weekend.
What's that?
Said certain parts of North Carolina over the weekend, but Washington State.
Yeah, I mean, North Carolina can just go ahead and stay wherever they're at right now. Let's see. We're going to be in D.C. in a little while. I wonder what the weather's going to be like.
You guys are going back for another trip? Look at the gaping hole next to the White House.
I'll see if I can try and get an action shot of it, but you can't really get up there. Get up close.
Mm-mm. We're going to be there? No. For the UFC fights on the lawn?
That should be that's supposed to be the 4th of July, so I don't know. I won't be there.
Okay.
Let's see. Actually, the weather out there is predicted to be pretty reasonable, so should be fine. Normally I would say going to DC in the winter's a bad idea, but it should be fine. Can I close this window? Hello? Hello? Oh, okay, there we go. It's like, did the browser die? Don't die, browser. I don't know. Some bot account showed up earlier and said, politics, ew.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but whatever. Who gives a shit? I don't give a shit what the bots say. I don't care. Sorry,
yes.
I think Ontario, Canada stole all the cold and snow this year. It's certainly possible. It's certainly possible. I mean, it was snowing in fucking Florida the other day, right? Which seems just improbable, right? But it happens every year now, apparently.
Yeah. The iguanas falling out of the trees.
Uh-huh.
Those were some interesting videos.
Yeah, they get cold and they fall out of the trees.
They just bump.
Guy with them in his car. There was a guy a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy a few years back. So it got cold out. The iguanas were falling out of the trees. And let's see if I can find it here. Of course, everything's from the last time the iguanas were falling out of the trees. But there was a guy, he was driving around collecting the frozen iguanas and putting them in his car.
Okay.
Well, he had the heat blasting in his car.
They all woke up.
And they all started waking up, and he got in a crash because the iguana started attacking him while he was driving around, and I can't seem to find it.
Say you're a dumbass without saying you're a dumbass.
Well, yeah, it's because it's like the guy didn't realize. He thought they were dead. So
right.
He was collecting them because he thought they were dead. And I'm not sure what he was hold on, I got something in my throat. Some kind of catch in my throat. Anyhow.
It's bad when iguanas fall out of trees.
Brennan Denewell filmed himself collecting an array of iguanas in his arms at Pembroke Pines in South Florida as they suffer from the cold. Iguanas are naturally cold-blooded and rely on heat from the sun and their surroundings, and when temperatures drop below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, they seize up and become immobile. Brennan, who works as a gray taxidermist, said, "I was out fishing on Christmas night, which happened to be the coldest night of the year. Iguanas literally started dropping out of the trees. I dropped my fishing rod and started gathering them as others were still falling to my left and right. Once I had a good handful and a few more on the ground next to me, I made a video showing people how these iguanas in South Florida react when the temperatures dropped. Snakes are also freezing to the road. This isn't the guy. This isn't the guy that crashed, but he's a taxidermist, so that you definitely got to talk to that guy, for sure, right?
Right.
Oh, here it is. 6 years ago. It was 6 years ago. Where's the full article? I can't find the full article, but it was 6 years ago.
Another instance.
Oh, that's
where
right. The Mexican radio. I wish I was in Tijuana eating barbecued iguana. We probably just got copyright strike for saying that.
Another instance where the American educational system has failed people who don't know that reptiles are cold-blooded and will warm up again.
Well, I think the assumption is that they were dead, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you freeze a beagle, right? And it's not moving around and not doing anything, you just assume it's dead. And when they're frozen like that, like you can't really there's no heartbeat or anything, right?
No.
But the trick is, like, if they're frozen like that, you got to hang them by their tail and chop their heads off and bleed them out, just like a fucking deer or a pig or whatever. That's what you're supposed to do. And because the thing is that, like, there's that old adage, a frozen iguana can't come back to life if its head's cut off. You remember that from childhood? It's an old adage. It's like, pick yourself up by your bootstrapples and throw yourself over the fence, right?
With your dead iguana, yes. It ain't dead unless no head. That was the adage I had. From Indiana. So,
yeah.
We're a little...
if it ain't dead if it ain't, or it's dead if it ain't got a head, or what?
That's right. It ain't dead if it ain't got a head. It's dead if it ain't got a head. Sorry.
The original. Where's the original Bootstraps quote? I'm trying to find it. Where's the full? Yeah. Why cannot a man lift himself up? Or lift himself by pulling on his bootstraps. Where is the full quote? Oh, that's weird. That's weird that it would, like, here's a hot link to an article that doesn't exist.
Holler, yeah.
No, this is an old WordPress page.
Okay.
Well, it's funny because it's like, it sends me to the thing, the origins of the phrase, but then it's like, well, we have the origins of the phrase, but the article's not there, which is interesting. Anyhow.
You've patched it, so we knew it once.
I don't know. So what's going on Monday? I kind of feel like I haven't had a drink in 11 years, 8 months, and 27 days, which is 4,291 days, but I feel kind of hungover today from the Super Bowl victory. I'm just like, okay. Like, my dopamine's gone.
So, I'm assuming that you watched the Bad Bunny halftime.
Uh-huh.
versus say, and I know you did because I saw your Facebook post, but versus the Turning Point, I would have thought maybe the Puppy Bowl had a chance at your household, given the females. But
I watched Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
The highlight of that was Lady Gaga, but the timing on her singing was weird, like because they did the mashup thing,
Right.
And I really love that. I love that song. As simple as that song is, like I dig that song that she sung. And I'll be honest with you, like if Lady Gaga ever finds herself in a position where she's like all alone, I will gladly keep her company, for sure, 100%.
Right.
Like a singing and dancing Jew lady, a talented singing and dancing, a talented singing and dancing Jewish lady from New York. Yeah, like what up, dude? You know, that's right up my alley. You could ask a bunch of my exes. I'm just saying, I love Lady Gaga. I think she's amazing. To be brutally honest with you, as much as a lot of her stuff is super trope, like absolute pop stuff. She definitely doesn't pull any punches with like that's what it is. I think she's amazing talent. She's generational talent, right? She's like Michael Jackson without the molesting, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's it's a big deal.
She is the icon for that group.
Yeah, I mean, she really is an icon, honestly, and so that was happy for me. I'm not a huge fan of Bad Bunny. Like, I'm not. I frankly do not give two shits about any Super Bowl halftime show. I do not care.
Right.
You know, because more often than not, it's somebody not in the genre that I want to hear, right?
Right.
It's like I don't sit around listening to. Well, I don't know. Let's look at who were the halftime. Who was halftime last year? Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
I've heard a bunch of Kendrick Lamar, but like I don't listen to Kendrick Lamar. Right. And to be honest with you, like I don't think that the halftime show is for me. Like I'm saying, like them putting on the halftime show, I don't think that they put on the halftime show for me, the viewer, right? They already have me, the viewer. Like I'm there to watch the game, right?
Right.
The commercials are not for me. You guys know I have such an extreme disdain for advertising. Like I fucking hate it so much. Honestly, like I would take a job as a creative advertising director, though. Like making that gibberish would be great. I would love to make it. I hate watching it. I mean, if I have to listen to another fucking Bob Seger truck commercial in my life, I might end myself, you know? Be like, like a rock, right? You know?
Right.
If another Clydesdale comes out to sell beer or Coca-Cola, I'm like, what in the fuck? I could, never again. But once again, the commercials are not for me. I'm already there. Right. You already sold me a product, right? Like I'm there to watch the fucking football game. I've contributed to supporting the football portion of the broadcast, right? So when it comes time to fill in the gaps of the NFL, like it's not for me. Like the gaps aren't for me. I'm there to like, oh my God, did you see the quarterback roll out, roll out and hit the post and pick up 18 yards, right? Like, I'm like, holy shit, that's amazing. How did he fucking do that? You know, I will go back and like watch the crazy footwork, right, of the quarterback to be like, oh, that's how he got over there that quick. He did a weird step thing with his feet, right? Like, you know, I'll check that shit out. Oh, wait a minute, it's a cover 2 shell. Okay, guess who's open, right? So like that part has already been sold to me. So when it comes to the rampant criticism for the halftime show from the weird conservatives, I gotta tell you, if you're a 65-year-old fucking creep Midwesterner that is going to watch the football game because you like football, guess what? The halftime show is not for you. They're not putting it on for you. Like, they don't give a fuck if you get up and go take a half an hour dump in the bathroom. They don't care. You're going to come back and watch the football. They've already sold you that product. So all those empty spaces are for people that aren't football fans, to try and get them to become football fans, to sell them the football product, right? Like, they do the crazy commercials and they tell you about the crazy commercials so that non-football fans will tune in.
Yep.
Right? And then maybe there's an aspect of the football game that the non-football fans are like, hey, whoa, look at that, right? Like, that's the whole point. So when it comes to the halftime show, it's like they pick the top performer of the year, basically. The one that's the biggest failure is the Usher one, right? They did Usher 2 or 3 years ago. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 years ago. They did Usher because they were trying to bring in the like elder millennial group to like watch the halftime show, which elder millennials aren't showing up for anything. They don't give a fuck. If you think Gen Xers don't give a fuck about things, elder millennials do not. Elder millennials do not give a fuck about anything. They do, you know. Yep. They don't give a fuck.
Cusp kids, the cusp kids are like, we got fucked out of everything. So
yeah, so you're like, oh, they're gonna show up and see Usher because they want to call back to their youth or something. Like, that's ridiculous. The year before that, they had Rihanna, and that's because Rihanna had a whole bunch of stuff going on that year, if you recall.
Yeah, she was pregnant, actually, I think, during that performance.
And she was pregnant during the performance and all that. Oh, by the way, like every single year, so you had Bad Bunny this year, you had Kendrick Lamar last year, you had Usher the year before, you had Rihanna the year before that, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar the year before that.
Beyonce at one point in there for her country gig.
Beyonce was quite a while ago. I don't know, when was Beyonce? I mean, realistically, I would be happy with if it was just Lady Gaga every year. Like, I would be cool with that until the end of time. Honestly, if they just did Lady Gaga every year, like that was her residency, right? Like, right. I'd be cool with that. I would tune in for it every year. 100%. I wouldn't even go take massive dumps during the halftime. Beyonce was 2013, so it's been 13 years since Beyonce. What's that? And then, like, the year before that, they had Madonna, Black Eyed Peas, The Who. Like, The Who was a callback to you fucking boomers and Gen Xers, but that was 2010. Anyhow, so, like, my whole point is that, like, you book Bad Bunny because Bad Bunny was, like, he was the top performer of the year, right? Did Taylor Swift do one? Let's see, The Weeknd. Yeah. They had the Weeknd do it one year, right?
Right. Swift has turned it down.
Oh, has she? Oh, she turned it down. I thought she did it one year. Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga, Coldplay, Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, Beyonce, Madonna, the Black Eyed Peas, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Prince was good. Yeah, the Rolling Stones, Paul McCartney, Janet Jackson, P. Diddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, Justin Timberlake, Jessica Simpson. Was that the titty one?
Yes.
That's the titty
That
one?
was 2003, 2002, 2003,
2004.
right in there.
2004.
Okay.
They had Shania
Yeah.
Twain and No Doubt. Before that, U2. Aerosync, otherwise known as Aerosmith and NSYNC. Phil Collins, Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias, Tony Braxton, 80-person choir. Edward James. Edward James. I don't know who that is. Gloria Estefan, Stevie Wonder, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and Savion Glover. Boyz II Men, Smokey Robinson, Martha Reeves, The Temptations, Queen Latifah, Grambling State University Marching Band.
Yeah, you can see where it took a real turn to, okay, we're going to start sinking a lot more money into the halftime consistently.
No, I mean, they had the Blues Brothers here. The Blues Brothers with ZZ Top, James Brown, and Catherine Cryer.
I would have watched that.
And this is 1997. Before that was Diana Ross. Before that was... What's that?
Like, let's say those are all, though, past their prime. 97 for the Blues Brothers and ZZ Top. They're well out of the height of their popularity at that stage. That's what I mean when I say you see where they turned the corner. They were still...
In 97? You think in 97 ZZ Top wasn't doing good?
They weren't scoring. They didn't have top 10 hits then. They were 80s. Late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, I have to break some fucking news to you, Chief.
All right. Get to me.
I have to break some news. I have to break some news to you. ZZ Top is one of the biggest grossing fucking touring bands of all time.
Oh, well, touring. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But I will accept
in
touring.
1997, in 1997, where's their number? Hold on. They were, and by the way, ZZ Top was like the highest grossing in like 2010, but the 90s was ZZ Top. Yes, they had earlier hits in the 80s, and they were around for a long time before that, but the 90s was ZZ Top fucking absolutely crushing it. They were huge. The band was performing such shows and appearing at Rockfest. And where was it? I have to find their yearly grossing. Because I know, I remember this because one year we were talking about it, that ZZ Top in like 1 year, each member of ZZ Top took home $100 million. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, the amount of popularity that they've had for how long they have had it. They deserve it. Frank Beard doesn't have a beard.
No, I love ZZ Top. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, like, 97 is their fucking heyday. Okay, here we go. In 97, they played 141 concerts.
Okay.
They took a break in 98. They only played one concert in 98 probably because they made so much fucking money. Let's see, just one.
I guess I'm looking at these
I'm just talking shit at you because you're just so fucking off base right now. I can't even believe it.
I'm talking about...
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
No, it's not. No, their last top 20 song was in 85. Which was 12 years before they played the Super Bowl. And that's what I mean. People don't look at the touring numbers. People look at their hits. That's what I mean about it going from a change of, they're bringing in legacy names. Yes, Diana Ross, ZZ Top, Blues Brothers.
No,
more recently.
Okay, no. Because one thing you need to understand is that most of the bookings are based off of the top performing artist of the year.
Okay.
That end up being the Super Bowl booking. That's the list that they're going off of. It's not, oh, did you sell records, right? Because the selling of records went away in the 70s, right? Like, it just doesn't exist anymore. And by the way, ZZ Top was touring on legacy hits and stuff, but the 90s was ZZ Top. Like, they weren't popular in the 80s that much. Like, they're one of the weirdest bands, and I love ZZ Top, and it's probably why I know way too much about them.
I was wondering how that knowledge snuck in, but I wasn't.
No, I'm just saying, like, I've followed them for so long, just because I'm like, it's the weirdest group ever. Like, how they found their drummer was it's like Dusty and the other guy. What the fuck's his name? It's Dusty, Frank Beard, and Jesus Christ.
Oh, the one that played the dad in Bones. Yes.
Yeah, Frank Gibbons or Billy Gibbons. There we go. Sorry,
Billy Gibbons. There we
go. Billy Gibbons, Dusty Hill, and Frank Beard. Yeah. Okay, but this is why right here. So if you go through the history of ZZ Top, right? And this is what made them super popular in the 90s. Recycler came out in 1990. Their greatest hits came out in 1992. And Antenna came out in 1994. So all of those songs, like, so all of their hits were released in a 2-year interval into the 90s. If that makes sense.
Really, yeah.
So all of their songs that only ever existed on 8 tracks and fucking records and shit like that and tapes, they came out on CD in the early 90s. So when those all came out, it's like everyone knew all of these songs through the 90s. There's not a single like ZZ Top hit that like every kid that existed in the 90s knows all of these songs. Plus, they redid Viva Las Vegas, which was like a huge hit for them because it's like it appealed to the old people and the young people, right? And I think, when did they release that? 92, right? And so it's one of those really weird things that like a band like ZZ Top has had that much like success over the years. And the big thing that like I had to go down the rabbit hole is I was trying to figure out like how much these motherfuckers are worth. Like, it's a crazy amount of money.
Right.
And anyhow, like, I love these guys, but the history of them is just so weird. Billy Gibbons and Dusty Hill went to a party one night, right? And
like
Frank Beard was not their drummer at the time. Okay. And at the time, they were looking for a drummer. And Frank Beard didn't show up at the rehearsal to audition for being the drummer. And then Billy Gibbons and Dusty Hill went to a party later, like a day or two later or whatever, right? And Frank Beard was at that party, passed out on the floor, and never woke up the rest of the night. So the only way that they ever knew who he was is he was the guy that was passed out on the floor. And everyone told him, like, yeah, that's the drummer. That's the guy you want. And they were like, how did he's fucking passed out? Look, it's just, can you get him up to, like, do something? They're like, no, you need to get that guy. And then for whatever reason, they just decided, like, yeah, I don't know. I guess everybody's right. Let's just hire that guy as our drummer.
Like, everybody else.
Yeah, like, what? Yeah. Anyhow, where were we? We're at the list because we got to keep going back to the real halftime shows.
Conversation.
So Patti LaBelle, Indiana Jones, Marion Ravenwood. Oh, Indiana Jones and Marion Ravenwood, who's the chick from Imbiamba Jones. Teddy Pendergrass, Tony Bennett.
There's a dichotomy.
Oh, Miami Sound Machine in 1995. Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, the Judds. It's like straight up, just like the county line or the county line or whatever. Before
fair.
that, the year before that, they had Michael Jackson, which that's the famous Michael Jackson halftime show. The year before that, they had Gloria Estefan, amongst some stuff. 1991, New Kids on the Block. 1990. Here's where it takes a weird turn. Pete Fountain. I don't know who Pete Fountain is. Doug Kershaw. No clue. Irma Thomas. Nope. Nichols State University Marching Band. Yeah, see, this is where it takes the turn. 1990. Because now it goes back to Elvis Presto in 1989. And Elvis Impersonator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. South Florida area dancers and performers with Elvis Presto is the halftime show. Chubby Checker. Let's see. The year before that was Chubby Checker and the Rockettes.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's the actual leg kicking Rockettes.
Yep. The Rockette.
88 grand piano players. Okay. The year before that was George Burns for the halftime show with Mickey Rooney and Grambling State University and USC marching bands. The year before that was Up With People was the halftime show. Up With People staged a song and dance performance promoting themes such as multiculturalism, racial equity, and positive thinking. That was in 1986. We had the Up With People performance. The year before that, we had the Tops in Blue. Was a touring performance ensemble made up of active duty members of the United States Air Force, formed in 1953. For 63 years, Tops in Blue traveled to more than 20 countries to perform more than 120 times each year for airmen and families around the world. Okay. The year before that was the University of Florida and Florida State marching bands, and that's it. The year before that was the Los Angeles Super Drill Team, which sounds like dance drill.
Yep, baton twirlers.
There's not even a hot link for the Los Angeles Super Drill Team, which is crazy. Let's see, images. All right, we need to find, I guess we just need to find Dance Drill Team. I don't know if you've ever seen a dance drill team, but they're like a mixture of, they're like a mixture of cheerleaders and soldiers, if that makes any sense. They do a shitload of marching amongst, like they march in formations and stuff. Like here's an image of a dance drill team. So they're like sort of cheerleader outfits, but they do marching, if that makes any sense. They do all this. It's like synchronized marching, I guess, is more the easy way to describe it. I know because I dated a girl that was on a competitive dance drill team, so I went to some of those events. Not very exciting, I'll tell you that. Not very good for a halftime show. Up With People, they also were the halftime show in 1982. Southern University Marching Band was 1981. Up With People was also the 1980 halftime show with the Grambling State University Marching Band. Let's see, 1979. Let's make sure we're still. It changed its Okay, yeah, it changed its form partitioning here. Ken Hamilton, various Caribbean bands. Tyler Apache, Bell's Drill Team. Do they have a picture of that? No, they just have the school. Los Angeles Unified All-City Band with the new Mouseketeers and Audience. Card Stunt was 1977. Up with People was also 1976. Mercer Ellington and Grambling State Marching Bands. Also marching bands in 74. Marching bands in 73. Ella Fitzgerald.
I mean, cool. I like Ella. It's interesting.
Oh, here we go. We got the U.S. Marines Corps drill team. Do we have any images? No, I just have them standing in formation. I might be able to play that video for you without... I got a copyright strike last week. Well, I got a copyright claim last week for playing... what? Oh, did you watch The Good Guys?
Not yet.
Fucking...
I saw...
How can we possibly have an ongoing fucking internet pilot co-pilot relationship if you don't watch the fucking foundational films of our generation? You know, the epic films.
We'll watch. Technically, we're two different generations, but I will watch it this week. I swear.
No, we are the generation now. It's you and I. That's it. This is the only people that are left.
Okay.
You know, we don't really have anybody like showing up to actually watch the stream, so it's literally just us talking to each other. You know what I mean? D-Rock says Gaga was there too. I said Gaga was there. I said I would be happy if Lady Gaga did the halftime show every year forever. I'd be into it. I also did a shout out to the fact that, like, you know, if I was single and Lady Gaga was single, I think we could figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
He basically said Gaga was his hall pass, was what he was saying.
I was saying what?
He said basically Gaga is your hall pass, is what you were saying.
I mean, I probably would get a hall pass for Gaga. I bet Vicky would probably just be like, yeah, all right, whatever. The question is how I wouldn't get into that compromising position anyhow. So
smart man.
Like, she would have to be like pursuing me is basically the deal, and that, as we know.
Well, as we know from last week,
it's a young man's game. That's
totally catnip, though.
What's that?
I said, as we know from your discussion last week, the pursuit of you from others is catnip. So to have it be a double thing.
I'm just saying that's more of a young man's game to be being pursued, you know? Because I'm not gonna be running away now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not running. You know, I'm not.
You're like, I'm just too tired.
I'm good.
With coffee and tacos, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, you got coffee and tacos? You got that? I'll come over there. I'll walk over there.
Oh.
Actually, I went running the other night, and I thought I was going to die. But I didn't die. I survived. It was fine. And I was like, oh, I got to go running more often.
And have you?
Yeah, a little bit. Not up the hill, though. Not up the hill.
No more hills?
No, I'll go up the hill again. Just not yet.
Someday.
It's the decline hurts my, I don't know, what bone is this? Hold on. Leg bones.
The femurs?
It's the fibula. There we go. I was trying to think if it was the tibia or the fibula. The going downhill. Fucks with that because that leg got mangled by some manglage. An accident. A bicycling accident, if you want to know, you fucking prying maniac.
I know.
You're prying.
God damn me for asking so many fucking questions.
Into the darkness. The darkness, Murphy. No, it's the downhill, like, puts a lot of stress because the downhill doesn't have any natural shape to it. It's a really steep hill. So going up is fine, but going back down, it's just a consistent angle for cars to drive on, you know? Like, it's good for cars. Right. It's not good for humans because your foot is hitting the ground at this, like, really steep angle over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, which is why we put stairs on things, by the way. So that particular hill causes that to hurt. And the next day I was like, fuck, this thing's pissing me off. Musculaturely, my musculature was fine. Psychologically, I was fine. My fibulas was hurting. On my right leg. On my right leg. My left leg was actually fine, but on my right leg it was hurting, and that's because that one got mangled in a bicycling accident. And I was like, well, that makes sense. So I'm like, yeah, I want to keep running, but I just have to find a better hill to go down, because I could go up that one. I can go up that one, but then I just have to figure out like a better way of coming down, because the way I came down was on a different road that has a lot less traffic on it. Because I didn't want to have like the cars coming down the hill not seeing me, you know what I mean? So I ran down a different hill, and it's just a straight, you just keep going down for a long time. I think it's probably about a mile, I would think. Where it just goes down and down and down. Although there is a golf course there, so it is super creepy at night running out there.
Random deer showing up out of nowhere.
It's all weird. Yeah, it's all weirdly dark, and like all of a sudden there's like off into the bushes, and you're like, fucking the deer, coyote, whatever that was, you know.
Yep, I'm wildlife.
Hobo. Could have been a hobo.
ICE actually, did ICE actually go to Italy? I didn't think that.
They did. They have a bunch of ICE officers buffooning around in Italy, and they're supposedly there's what's that?
To what purpose?
They're providing security for our athletes, supposedly.
They aren't even law enforcement. Like, I could even understand third-party contractors being better qualified than ICE agents there. It is so bizarrely not even vaguely connected to their jurisdiction. I don't get it. I mean, I get, yes, it's Trump administration, so it's going to be crazy, but I don't get their logic as to making it acceptable.
It's pretty insane that you would send ICE. I mean, it's like, if they're immigration, customs, enforcement, the fuck are they doing in Italy? I mean, the Trump administration has come out and they've been like, oh, they're there to provide security detail. Italian officials clarified that the agents have no operational police role and are only providing advisory, intelligence-based support as part of a binding international agreement, which is just bizarre. It's like, why don't you send FBI agents? Why don't you send CIA agents? Why don't you send actual, security, Secret Service? You know, like, why aren't you sending actual trained people? But this is where we are. This is the age that we're in, where we actually have to take a sidebar to talk about like how fundamentally ridiculous the current administration is. And you saw yesterday with JD Vance getting fucking booed at the Olympics.
One of the most heartwarming things I've seen in years.
And there's been a lot of protesting that's been going on. Let me see if I can find the clip here.
I was surprised that Italy agreed to let them out of the consulate. Like, I could see them maybe having a place in the consulate. All right, they're there because it's considered American soil. But it would be a very bare skeleton crew at most. And
right. Here
the instant they stepped off.
We'll play a little clip. We'll play a little clip here. Hold on. While we review this clip.
The booze came first, but the silence that followed mattered.
Oh, this is garbage. That's a slop. AI slop.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Nermeen Shklate on screen.
Where's the...
Those are a lot of booze.
In the United States, announcers on NBC made sports protests and Some U.S. athletes.
Where's the boo? Oh,
ceremony on CBC.
here it is. Here's the booing part. I had to find it. Democracy Now! isn't altering footage, so.
That's the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. This is what you would have heard.
In an individual sport, what an honor for her.
There's the Vice President, J.D. Vance, and his wife, Usha. Ooh, those are not. Those are a lot of boos for him. Whistling, cheering, some applause.
But here in the United States, announcers
Hold
on NBC made no reference to the boos, which also could not be heard on the U.S. broadcast. In a statement, an NBC Sports spokesperson denied editing any crowd audio of the opening ceremony. In Milan, there have been multiple protests in recent days.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because, like, we are moving into state media control, right? Like, with the Ellisons taking over CBS, with who bought into TikTok?
Teal.
Yeah, Peter Thiel. With Peter Thiel running Palantir, which has access to our government data now, as being reported, right? The fact that ABC, Disney, and who else have been getting direct pressure from the current administration to do things like take Jimmy Kimmel off the air, right? And all of this is being driven by the fact that, like, the monopolization is what they want. They want to create a monopoly in every single fucking category of business in the world. I mean, that's the whole point, right? And the reason that I always have been ringing the bell about how dangerous this is, in a way that I thought would be more relatable to the average American, is that the Americas have gone through this specifically before, right? And people go, oh, yeah, World War II, we bombed the Nazis. And it's like, no.
No.
The Great Depression happened in the United States, and it happened to the United States. And it happened to the United States because we allowed monopoly power to the very few, right? To the Rockefellers, to the Carnegies, to the Hudsons, right? There's a short list, but that's a few of them. And as all of the power got monopolized into this tiny group of oligarchs, the oligarch class, that was the catalyst to the Great Depression. How many people died during the Great Depression? I don't know off the top of my head. But the abject poverty that came of it in the United States was should be enough of a call to the average American.
But you're fighting in trying to teach that, and I know that isn't the point of your argument. You're fighting the fact that Americans as a whole are taught to be short-sighted. They're taught to be focused too much on the now and not on their own brief but very full history.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Well, I mean, the bigger deal here is that, like, we're not even realistically having a conversation about fascism versus democracy or anything like that. We're not even having a conversation against capitalism versus communism or socialism or the ideas that I prefer, like democratic socialism.
Yep.
We're not even having a conversation about any of that because we haven't changed any of those systems, right? What we have done is, after the Great Depression, we passed a shitload of legislation, anti-monopoly legislation, to break up the giant corporations, to break up the wealth that was created and grabbed into individuals. Like, I've gone over this a million times on stream. Incomes were taxed at 91% over a certain point, right? If you were the millionaire class back then, you were being taxed 91%. I believe 94% was the highest it ever got. Currently, I think that number's down to 36 or 31%. I don't know. I have to look it up. I don't pay that much in taxes, so I'm not in that table. I'm not in that tax table, so I don't know. I have to go look it up. But we're having a conversation right now about still being a capitalist country, right? We're still a capitalist country. We're still in capitalism. What we have done is deregulated all of that legislation that went into place that led to the biggest time of prosperity in the United States.
Right.
If you are MAGA and you're thinking about going back to the imaginary time of the past where there was one working adult in a household with a wife who got to stay home with, 2, 3, 4 kids, a car, a house, all of that stuff, and there's only one adult working, that happened under 91% income tax rate for the highest earners. That's when that happened, at the highest availability of a unionized workers in the United States. That's when that happened. And if you're looking to go back to that, doing what we're doing now is the longest route end around to be able to accomplish that task. Because if we're going to replicate the past, we're going to have to go through the Great Depression again to get back to actually putting fucking anti-monopoly laws back on the books, which is patently absurd, because that is essentially putting your hand on the stove and giving yourself fucking third-degree burns and then believing somebody that the stove was hot, right?
Right.
And it's just fucking ridiculous. Because what's happening right now is this weird implementation of some socialist ideas, but it's socialism for the individual, which, by the way, is what led to fascism in the past. It's like us owning 10% of U.S. Steel. Like, have you received your dividend check for owning part of U.S. Steel? Nope.
Nope.
But the U.S. government owns 10% of U.S. Steel now.
And NVIDIA?
And NVIDIA.
Where's our... Yeah,
where's our dividend check for that? Recap Harris says societies seem to have a short memory, especially when history isn't properly taught to new generations, but patriotism as history is. Well, yeah. I mean, that's something I've regularly criticized. I even criticized it in this stream today with the nonsensical pageantry at the beginning of football games that didn't exist before. It didn't exist before now. And in fact, that's one of the reasons that we went through all of the halftime shows there to discuss the Up With People halftime shows, which just used to be collaborative people singing songs, right? Or marching bands, right? Like that was it. And fundamentally, it does circle back to the stupid shit with the halftime show, where you go. People claim a level of outrage because Bad Bunny is going to perform at the halftime show, right? Oh my God, I'm not going to watch the halftime show. He's speaking Spanish. Who gives a fuck? 99 Luft Balloons was the #1 hit in 1983 or 1982 or whatever, right? And that lady was singing in fucking German. Do you motherfuckers speak German?
Right.
Nope.
That same year, there was a hit called Der Kommissar, for the God's sake.
Well, that's not one I was going to go to, but...
I know, you were going to Macarena.
No, I was going to go to the Macarena. The Macarena was the biggest fucking song in the world, right? Unbelievable. The Macarena was... Every boomer on the fucking planet was doing the Macarena. I didn't hear any of them complain that it was not in English, right? They didn't give a fuck. 99 Luft Balloons is another example of that. The lady's singing in fucking German. Nobody know. No, none of you fucking speak German. Do you suddenly speak German?
No.
I don't know why my fucking search here is fucking with shit. There we go. Yeah, 1983. That was 1983, and none of them cared. And then they released the English version.
Right.
Right. Just so that they could get the top hit again, because it was still a top hit, but now it's a different song. You know, those are two that, like, just off the top of my head, the Macarena, right? Or Gangnam Style.
Yep. Gangnam
You guys
Style.
remember that Gangnam Style? That was in the fucking halftime show. I didn't hear anybody fucking complaining about that. Do you speak Korean now? Nope.
Not even vaguely.
No. And so, like, realistically, a lot of this stuff is an intentional distraction, because we have to continue to have arguments on the culture war. And I don't know how many times I have to bring this up, that the culture war has nothing to do with anybody on the left. Okay? People on the left are not bringing up any culture war shit. One America News Network, Newsmax, Fox News are the ones who constantly bring this shit up. Okay? Is Miss Piggy woke? Do M&Ms no longer wear sexy boots? Right? Tucker Carlson about had a fucking absolute breakdown on Fox News about the fact
M&M.
that there was no more sexy boot M&M for him to, I would guess, chronically masturbate to. I'm not sure what his motivation of being upset, other than that it could be, but I'm just taking a guess here. And that type of shit is constantly brought up, and then suddenly we have to have a conversation with a 72-year-old racist fucking boomer that was a big fan of having separated fucking water fountains, right? They were freaked out. They needed a safe space for their drinking fountains, for their seats on the bus, right?
Their bathroom.
For their bathrooms. They were afraid of black people taking shits in the same toilet that they took shits in, which there's a slight parallel that I have there, that, like, if someone was trying to shit in the toilet while I was shitting in it, that's a level of awkward that even I would be like, what the fuck are we doing here, dude? Like, we can't have two butts. We can't have two butts on one toilet. It's not working mathematically.
Two butts on one.
You know, but this is the current cycle that we live in. OAN, Fox News, Newsmax, they're on 24 hours a day in somebody's house. Somebody's fucking mom, somebody's grandma, somebody's aunt, somebody's uncle, whatever. It's on 24 hours a day, and it bleeds into their brains, and they suddenly have an opinion about a 22-year-old non-binary person that lives 3,500 miles away from them, has zero effect on their life whatsoever, and they will make all of their political decisions based on that. Right?
Right.
Was there a college swim meet that somebody came in 5th place? Well, boy, howdy, you know what we should do? We should give that person a trophy. We should give the 5th place finisher a trophy, a podcast, a TV show, interview them everywhere, send them touring around the country, lobbying for signatures on bullshit legislation written by fucking Christian think tank freaks somewhere in another state, right? This is what we have to do. This is what we got to do now, guys. This is what we got to do. And the insanity of it just continues on down the tracks. And, you know, the halftime show thing is just a small portion of it. Okay.
And quite honestly, probably the least damaging of it. I mean, if you think about the teacher in Oklahoma over that stupid essay, you think about,
nobody has been damaged by the halftime show.
Exactly.
Zero people have been affected negatively by the halftime show. Literally zero people. What's that?
The people that watch Kid Rock might have gotten stupider.
That's not the halftime show.
That's okay.
That wasn't the halftime show. The halftime show was Bad Bunny, Lady Gaga, and I honestly didn't recognize Ricky Martin. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't recognize Ricky Martin.
I didn't either.
He looks terrible. The dude's
He's
just been
vaping.
out in the sun way too much. We really have to
Leather.
talk about some fucking sunscreen for that guy, because the melanoma has got to be just lingering, you know. You know, and hats off to Ricky Martin. That's fine. If that's what you want to do, you could do that.
He
You know.
wants to make sure you know he's
And
a
the,
person.
you know, the stupid thing here is that, like, it's all being funded by the fucking clown show of monopolistic fucking corporate owners, right? I don't know how many fucking conservatives I've had to talk to about the fact that they go, the protesters have been paid protesters. Okay. Alex Preddy, the guy who was assassinated, fucking murdered, basically, on live TV, in front of everybody, shot 10 times in the fucking street. He lived in that neighborhood, and neither of those agents are even from that state, right? So we're going to talk about, like, who's a paid agitator here, right? Can we actually just sit down and have the adult conversation that poorly trained buffoons were sent across state lines to go harass people in their neighborhood, right? Can we just have that conversation? Nope, because somebody was in a swim meet at some point and got 5th place, right? That's why, you know, because supposedly the left is just unreasonable, right? Like, we're just an unreasonable group of weirdos that are just accepting people how they are, right? You know, I don't care if people want to, in what way anybody wants to have sex with each other. I don't care. Frankly, I do not care. I don't know how I could signal that any harder on the internet. You know, whether or not people are in a loving relationship, they should be able to get married. Okay? I think the institution of marriage is fucking ridiculous. I think that marriage only ever existed to oppress women. I think that's the only reason it ever existed. I don't believe in your fucking weird fake God thing that you believe in. I don't believe in that nonsense. I'm not a stupid child that believes in fucking Santa Claus at 45 years old. I don't believe it. So where did marriage come from? Oh, it was an institution to fucking oppress women. Oh, yeah. Well, how do you come to that conclusion? Because every single fucking piece of evidence supports my argument. Why would you take why would you take a man's name? Like, your name previously was Johnson and now your name is going to be Smith. Why? The man doesn't change his name. Well, now the woman is now a part of the man's family. Okay. Well, I mean, okay, I guess it's just some name stuff. Like, whatever, it's all good. Okay, can you legally beat her? Well, yeah, by our weird book over here. The book says you can, right? It's where the rule of thumb comes from. You could beat her as long as the stick's not bigger than your circumference to your thumb. Same thing for your slaves, by the way. You can just whip the shit out of them with sticks as long as they're not thicker than your thumb. Although, if you do wear wool and cotton, you will burn an eternity in hell, right?
Right.
For eternity. That's billions and billions and billions of years. Like Carl Sagan's fucking wet dream, you know?
Yeah.
Eternity. Eternal hellfire. Did you touch a penis? Eternal hellfire. Oh. Well, how do penises work? Let's go look at one of those old books. How do penises work? How do people get pregnant? They thought sperm came from your spine. Did you know that?
Yes, I did. That leaked out of there into some internal drop spot.
Right. Now, of course, if somebody believed that now, we'd be like, that person's insane. But
actually, we'd be like,
the people just, but we're supposed to respect people that happily follow that book and also willfully admit that they've never even read the fucking thing.
Hey, like our president at the prayer breakfast last week.
Yeah, he's never even fucking read the Bible.
He's the second coming. He's the new prophet.
He's the guy.
Anyway,
He's supposedly the guy. Brought to you by
he doesn't
Carl's
need to read.
Jr.
Carl's Jr. sounds good.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr. Big ass fries.
Yeah, back to your discussion of the things that we're not discussing. I was having that discussion with a group of leftists, avowed leftists rather than liberals, who were arguing the difference between leftist and liberal and why liberals were horrible and just shy of Satan's handmaidens.
Who was?
One of my signal groups. We were having this discussion. They were all, voting is pointless. If you're a liberal, you're just as useless and just as culpable as MAGA, because you're not willing to do anything to change the system. There was a lot of that. They were not willing to discuss separating out the difference between capitalism and democracy, or i.e. socioeconomic structures versus political structure. And it just turned into a shitstorm.
Right.
I got blocked by 4 people. I was very proud of myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's obviously there's a big knowledge gap realistically. There's a big knowledge gap realistically, especially in the United States, in regards to like what somebody is politically left, depending on who you talk to. I recently had a discussion with people that said people that are far, far left are Nazis, right? And you're like, where did you come up with this idea? Oh, well, the Nazis were socialists. And you're like, so if I name myself the blue elephant, am I now an elephant? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay. So you could understand how you would name your political party something in order to disguise it. That's something that you could do, right?
Right.
And they're like, well, yeah, I mean, you could, but that's not what it is. I'm like, okay, then what you need to do is crack open your fucking history book and realize that the reason that Hitler utilized a red color, the reason that they utilized the name socialist in their name was to diversify the voting pool underneath them, to think, oh, well, I'm voting for this. Because back then, he would go around and give speeches in Germany, and no one would have any kind of recorded evidence of what the speech was. So he could go wherever he wanted to and tell whatever group of people he was going to do a thing, and boom, now he's got the vote. Which nowadays we have a version of that happening in the United States with the political dissemination that is happening in this country with certain groups of people, for instance, going to their church, having their pastor tell them, we're all going to vote for Trump because Trump stands for what we believe in. And they all go, okay, Trump's Christian like me. Okay, good. Right? And some people will say, oh, they're not brainwashed to that degree. I'm like, have a conversation with one of them then. Have a direct conversation with them about how they think somehow Trump is Christian because the pastor told them so. The preacher said so. Okay. By what evidence?
Daddy one. Yes, exactly.
Like, he doesn't even want to pray at your prayer breakfast.
And he wants to poke fun at those who do, pathetic though they are as well.
Can we just have lunch? Right? Because he's
never in a million years did I think I would be in a position to defend Mike Johnson. But really?
Mickham says, non-baptized babies who die don't go into their fine heaven. What psychopath wrote that and thought it was a great thing? I mean, a psychopath could write that, sure. My question is, why would people read that and then go, oh, okay, I'm in. This sounds good.
Because I send my babies dirty.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone would sign up for that. Oftentimes, if you talk to people that don't know very much about their own religion, they will say, oh, yeah, babies, they just automatically go to heaven. So then my follow-up question is always, so then you're in favor of abortion? And they go, oh, no. And I said, well, why wouldn't you be in favor of babies just getting aborted? They go straight to heaven. Why would they have to do this shit for 72 years?
Right.
And then go to heaven. Why would they have to do that? I mean, if you get an automatic free pass up into heaven, what? I mean, I don't understand. What's the confusion here? Because supposedly your heaven is eternal, so billions and billions and billions of years. Why would you bother wasting 68 years here? Why wouldn't you just go straight there? Because I mean, obviously, this you said that the babies just go straight to heaven. So then, like, why would you want to encumber somebody that you love with having to do all this crap for 83 years, so that they could go spend billions of years somewhere else? Awesome. Like, why would you do that?
At this stage of the game, it's got to be quieter down here.
What's that?
So at this stage of the game, it's got to be quieter down here, given the numbers that would be up there at this point.
Oh, you mean the ungrown babies? Because, yeah, what's the deal? Do they just stay a baby?
People, whatever.
Do they just,
yeah.
Do they go to heaven and then just stay a baby for billions of years? Because that seems weird.
Floating around on clouds, yeah.
Because you'd be like a absolutely useless baby crying all the time. But assuming that it's a higher plane of living, like I guess you probably don't need to eat food or whatever. Or do you eat food in heaven? Right?
Ambrosia, isn't that what you do? You drink ambrosia or
oh,
whatever
you mean that like the mayonnaise salad with the Cool Whip and the Jello
and the bottle
and the fruit?
Berries.
Hold on, I'll get a picture of an ambrosia salad for you.
No, I always just thought pineapple.
Ah, here we go. Here we go. This is the ambrosia. Let me find the most delightful one. Let me find the most delightful ambrosia.
Things left
Oh
over
my
from
God.
the 50s.
This ambrosia has rice in it.
Oh, like a rice pudding style. I've seen that one.
It's got some rice
Not
floating in
very
it.
interesting.
Here you go, ambrosia for you. Ambrosia. This is what you eat in heaven. It's got the Cool Whip and the mayonnaise and the cherries on top. This one has the marshmallows in it. This ambrosia's got marshmallows. Oh God, look at that. Ambrosia. Ambrosia. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta scroll down. Oh God, ambrosia. Is this what you all eat in heaven? This is it?
High on
This
the
is it.
nursing home scale of foods. Ugh.
This is it? This is what you guys eat in heaven? I'm gonna be honest with you. If this is all they eat in heaven, I don't want to go.
No.
The ambrosia.
And I'm still, the whole milk and honey thing too. I mean,
the
good.
land
occasional.
of the land of milk and honey.
Yeah, good occasionally, but not on the regular. Sorry.
The land of ambrosia and
Wait.
honey. Ugh.
Way too much lactose.
Too much lactose. Are you lactose intolerant?
I'm not, but I know many who are.
Oh.
They're the same people that are often arguing, except for Chrissy. They are the same people.
So you're saying you could get milk faced and hum like rabbit?
Mhm.
You could do it.
Yes, I could.
You
See,
could do it.
American
It's a thing that you
history-
could do. Admit it.
How's that to tell from macaroni salad in that photo? Like, they're
You
almost
just remember to
indistinct.
get yourself some macaroni salad. I mean, that's the thing. Not socialist. The National Socialism was a way different thing. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm Scandinavian. Most of us can handle lactose.
All about the cheese, baby.
Wait, can Scandinavians handle milk?
And Alyssa comes in and solidifies my point exactly.
I'm sure I'm
I
a
said
few
milk.
minutes late to the stream, but ambrosia is also what you eat in Minnesota at potlucks. Yes, of course. It's the heavenly food.
It's the dessert to go with the green bean casserole.
Ooh, man. The Sweden, Finland, with the highest rates of lactose tolerance, with rates often exceeding 80 to 90%. Well, that's why, because
Wow.
my lineage is from right down here, in the yellow zone here.
So you two are full of milky goodness. Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, I can handle the milk. I could get milk faced and eat all the cheese.
Cheese.
My lineage is from like right down here, the number 3 zone. So, it makes sense. The Spaniards are doing pretty good. The Portuguese. All right. The Nederlanders. Why are the Brits good at it? I don't like that. I don't like I don't like it when the Brits are good at anything. Even when it comes to lactose tolerance.
German, Dutch, and Scottish here. Let's keep it going. Good for the Brits. Yay.
Calm yourself. Calm yourself.
Oh.
I said British.
I'm actually waiting for food to arrive as we speak, so I'm very excited right now. Food is a hot topic for me, so
Who's bringing food?
anyway. Huh?
Because you don't need a snow machine or anything.
No, but I still don't have my tire fixed, and my AAA won't go back into effect for another 2 weeks. So
Bastards. I had to spend a bunch
Yeah.
of money on my tires again today. It's fucking bullshit.
What happened now?
Well, I told you last week I had to get the shocks and struts replaced.
Yeah.
Well, I had to get my tires replaced, which led to the shocks and
Because of the
struts
damage.
getting replaced.
There we go. Okay.
And the tires that I got, they were fine. They were fine. I bet you they would have been fine, except for the road noise on the highway. So I have a ladder rack on my truck. If anybody wants to know, if there's somebody out there that wants to know if I have a ladder rack on my truck, I do. A ladder rack makes a lot of noise when you're driving on the freeway. It goes and makes noise because it's blowing in the wind. It's not really aerodynamic. And that's annoying. Well, the road noise from my new tires is at a completely different tone and quite loud. I will say. And I was like, yeah, I should just, like, who gives a fuck? I should just not care. And reality's cold, dark hands set in because Vicky and Olivia were like, those are noisy. And I was like, God damn it. And then I was like, what do you think I should do, Vicky? And she's like, go get different tires. I'm like, okay, fine. So I had to get the upcharge, get the different tires. But the tire place I go to is quite good. They just gave me full credit on the tires that I had already bought and just applied it to the other tires. So I did spend some money because I got fancy off-road tires instead of highway tires. But I do go off-road, not like off-road, but forestry service roads quite a bit and stuff like that. And these actually are 4-season traction tires. So, you know, when the passes say traction tires required,
You got them.
I'll have them.
10-ply?
What's that?
Did you go for the gold and get the 10-ply?
The 10-ply?
Yeah.
Well, I have to get 10-ply because I tow trailers with my
Really?
truck. So,
Okay.
yeah, so I had to do that.
Normally, I have to get them because the roads I drive on, nobody secures their loads, and you're constantly getting nails and screws and random shit in your tires.
10-ply is for towing more than anything else. But it does make sense. There's shit all over your fucking roads for sure. But my tires survived your roads. It didn't survive down here. I had one of my tires completely delaminated or whatever it's called.
Oh, and it peeled off.
On the inside. What's it called? The hell is that called?
Unfortunate, but other than that, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it was delamination, but it was the internal kind.
Okay.
Yeah, so the belting on the inside, delaminated on the inside of one of my tires, so it would do a weird vibrate thing at like really weird speeds. And it was like, what the fuck? And which it does make sense because it's like, well, it's in balance, at 57 or whatever, but then you go 63, now it's out of balance, right?
Right.
Because it's spinning at a different revolution rate.
Like that blanket in the washing machine.
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So, of course, the guy pulled the tire off, and he's like, yeah, I'm like, you can fix it. And he's like, no, I can't. I'm like, I know. I was just joking. So I went for the cheaper 10-ply tires, but they did make a ruckus on the freeway. And I really wasn't like all that concerned about it realistically until I started to take into consideration that like those tires had 50,000 mile 100% warranty on them. I was like, if a nail goes in it, if a whatever, and he's like, yeah. Like, so just whatever happens, you got a warranty on it. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay.
Right.
And then, so I was like, okay, cool. Right. So I get it. You pay a little money. You get a realistic warranty that actually is good. And I was like, okay, well, if it's 50,000 miles, realistically, these must last way longer than 50,000 miles. And the guy was like, yeah, you'll get 80, 90 out of them easy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
okay.
God damn, how long is that going to take? like, how long is that going to be until it's time to get new tires again? I'm like, is it 8 years? How many? 5 years? Is that 5 years? It's probably 5 years. It's 5 years of
probably about 5 years.
Of loud ass fucking freeway driving. And I was like, you know what? Vicky's right. Let's just not live in total madness here of
I don't need to turn my radio up at full volume to cover the road noise.
I already have tinnitus. I already have tinnitus, so I already have noise happening in my ears all the time anyhow. So
Right. Just a little more.
So that doesn't help.
Nope.
I prefer green-based casserole to tuna at all times. British are good at tolerating lactose because of the Viking raids. Yeah. Well, it's the barnyard animals, right? So the Europeans were they were really close to barnyard animals. That's basically the reality of conquering the world, right? They lived close to poultry. They lived close to pigs. Swine. What the fuck you call pigs? What's the fancy name for pigs?
Porcine or swine.
Porcine, right? Yeah. Either way, pork,
Yep.
beef, poultry, right? Europeans lived close to all three of those. So eventually, over time, they gained a lot of immunities that other civilizations around the world never had, right? That's why most of North America, South America, they were like air quote invaded, right? Sure, there was killing and murdering and killing and murdering and murdering and killing, but the vast majority of these populations were wiped out by fucking biological warfare.
Take our blankets.
Which, by the way, we do have documented evidence that officials within the U.S. government understood that. Hence the smallpox blankets, right? Like we have documented letters of like, well, if we spread these blankets around, they're gonna catch diseases and die. Like we had. So this isn't even one of those things where it's like, well, it was 500 years ago. What did they know? And it's like, well, they knew for way too long, realistically. Every human back they lived pretty close to animals. Every human back then, I guess, lived pretty close to animals. Yes, it was they lived in very close proximity to animals. Like if you had pigs and chickens, like oftentimes like their coop and their pen were just like attached to your little house, whatever you wanted to call it, hut, lean-to. They all lived very, very close to their barnyard animals, and so they were constantly taking in those diseases, essentially, and gaining an immunity to it.
Which is why rats were such a thing. Yeah.
What's that?
The old plague.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why rats were such a big thing. The old bubonic plague.
Yeah, I mean, spreading the plague around. I mean, rats were everywhere.
Yep.
Fun fact, my parents got together for real in a nightclub on Broadway, New York City in 1965. When singing in a choir visiting the New York World Fair, they visited the Niagara Falls and Minnesota. Wow. 1965.
Cool.
That's a pretty famous year.
62 is the Seattle World Fair, right? So 65 is the New York with the cool spaceship theme. Right.
Expo 86? 86 was the World's Fair? Vancouver. That's the Vancouver one. Seattle World's Fair was 62. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Good. Not completely.
Yeah, I wasn't alive for the 1962 World's Fair. I wasn't alive for that.
Me either.
Did they still have segregation then? I think they did. Right?
Yes, they did. 63 was the year that got ended.
Bummer. It would have been nicer if Seattle had a World's Fair when the segregation was over instead.
Yeah.
That'd be funner to look back on. I've been told they kept the animals on the ground floor and lived above them, so the animal warmth would keep people warm in winter. Actually, I think that's more of a Chinese thing. I don't know if that was a European thing, because a lot of Europeans didn't have like a second floor. Yeah, I think technically there were buyer dwellings, right? Where they were residing above. Yeah, but here you go. Like, here's a good example of a buyer dwelling, right? So technically accurate, but I wonder if you want to look at this image and go like, do you think this is the house of the common folk? There certainly were people doing this, right? But this is definitely not. I wouldn't think that this is the average. I feel like this is more the average lifestyle of the Europeans in the past, right? And there's a possibility that they lived up here in the top, and then maybe you kept your animals right down here. But more often than not, I think it was more alongside, just because of the nature of the construction, right? Like this is probably more common, right? You have a single building, and then over here you have the stalls where the animals live, right? So you have the chimney here and the chimney here. Yeah. That's watermarked. Yeah, so you'd have like the barn structure over here where they're not utilizing it anymore. They just have a little garden over here now. I mean, for most of them that I've seen when I was in Europe, like this is more the common structure that you see. Yeah, and here's actual, like, this is just like a regular, I guess this would probably be considered middle class of the time, right? Like, we would consider this a peasant now, but this is probably more like middle class. You got a doorway here, you got your animals, they stay over here, and you're delineated by, like, well, the animals stay over there and we're over here on the other side of the room.
Right.
And
There's
it's,
always that
you know,
one.
because it's kind of one of those things that, like, something like this has lasted so long because this is like a rich person's house, right? Because you got to think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 fucking windows just in this one side of the house, right? And I always kind of point towards, like, the level of opulence that you see in these old dwellings. Like, here's a regular person's house. They have 2 windows on the whole fucking building, right? And it's like, these were probably just shuttered. Just like wood shutters, like this down here, right? Like wood shutter. You open these up. Whereas, like, this house has always been designed to have windows, right? So somebody had to have, you got to be thick with gold doubloons or whatever they fucking used back then, right? To
Right.
afford the imported glass or wherever the hell they, I don't know where Europeans got glass from. Let's find out. 1700s, where
They had beaches.
Oh,
so-
okay. Oh, okay. All right. In 1696, where did it go? Okay. Where did it go? Where in the article did it go? Iran was making glass 1600 BC. Okay. Where was it? Medieval Europe. Glass objects in the 7th and 8th centuries have been found in the island of Torcello, near Venice. These are from an important link, or these form an important link between Roman times and the later importance of that of the city in the production of the material. Around 1000 AD, an important technical breakthrough was made in northern Europe, where soda glass produced from white pebbles and burnt vegetation was replaced by glass made from a much more readily available material, potash, obtained from the wood ashes. From this point on, northern glass differed significantly from that made in the Mediterranean area, where soda remained in common use. 12th century. Evidence of the use of the blown plate glass method dates back to 1620 in London and was used for mirrors and coach plates. Louis Lucas de Neuhau and A. Thervart. Louis Lucas de Neuhau and A. Thervart perfected the process of casting polished plate glass in 1688 in France. Prior to this invention, mirror plates made from blown sheet glass had been limited in size. Deneuhaus, I don't know how to say this guy's name. Process of rolling molten glass poured on an iron table rendered the manufacture of very large plates possible. All right.
Cool. invention. Yeah, because they use.
In 1851, Paxton's revolutionary new building inspired the public use of glass as a material for domestic and horticultural architecture. So around the 1850s is when it sort of became usable to, I guess, the middle class, whatever you'd want to call them. But yeah, like if you see anything built before that, it's obviously going to be shutters or the fancy schmancy. I only know what they tell me on snippets I can find on BBC shows. Well, yeah, actually, that's a good point. Europeans kept animals indoors to keep them from freezing, especially pigs. Yes, absolutely. The average folk literally laid with the sheep. That's right. Yeah, average folk were like, I mean, it's hard to say that you would like snuggle up with animals, but like, we have fucking 4 dogs that sleep on our bed. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I would guarantee you back then they probably looked at it exactly the same, right? As like, sure, we've got some animals on the bed, whatever, you know, like, it's definitely a different age, right? The average folk literally laid with the sheep. Yeah. Regarding living close to animals, at age 8, my dad took the bicycle after school and harvested dandelions as food for their 300 to 400 rabbits to have protein for his parents and 8 siblings during World War II. Yeah, very common. Like, homesteaders love breeding rabbits. They love breeding rabbits for that. They're a great source of protein for a family and easy to raise and easy to take care of.
Yep.
The only downside is that you have to supplement other forms of fat. So because they're not a perfect protein, they're just a protein. They have no fats in them, and I forget what that's called. But what's that disease called?
Should. But it's why a lot of butchers will sell pork fat.
There's a name for it. Rabbit starvation, also known as protein poisoning. Yeah, that's what it is. Protein poisoning is an acute form of malnutrition caused by consuming a diet deficient in fat and carbohydrates, where almost all calories come from extremely lean meat like rabbit. Symptoms include severe diarrhea, fatigue, nausea, and eventually death, as the liver cannot process the excessive protein. I might have this. Although I did have toast for breakfast today, so actually I'm probably fine. I just have these symptoms, you know.
Okay.
Severe diarrhea, fatigue, nausea, and eventually death. Yes, I have all these. I have all these symptoms.
Several of those are just age, but okay, well, you can
What's
call
that?
it rabbit. Everything except the diarrhea just seems to be daily state of things. I don't understand. I don't know that I noticed the difference.
Yeah, severe fatigue and nausea, and eventually death.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
We have
I
all
don't
of
know
those.
that I noticed the difference.
We have all of those happening now. We have those happening now live on the internet. I have 2 cats snuggle on me every night. Soon, I am sure, it will be 3 because of the new boy. You're probably correct. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the thing is that, like, it's not that weird. I mean, you have some dog or a cat or whatever sleeping on your bed. Like, it's not weird, right? But it was definitely weird for North Americans, right? And I think one of the bigger points of that is that, like, you couldn't have an antelope chilling in your house. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't have a turkey. Yeah. Like, wild turkeys are fucking crazy fast, super elusive, difficult to wrangle. Like, what, you know, like the domesticated turkeys that we have now are nothing like a wild turkey. Wild turkey looks like a big ass brown pheasant.
Yep. And they are big.
We just need wild turkey, not wild turkey the drink.
Yeah.
The bird, you fucking stupid piece of shit. Let's find an image here. There they are. Yeah, wild turkeys look like this. I need my button. Where'd my button go? Everybody talking about the buttons. Oh, yeah. Wild turkeys look like this, and they're super scooty and fast, and they're super hard to find. Domesticated turkeys look like this. These big fat fucks. Here's a wild turkey. Look at that. Scooty McScooty. Look like a goddamn roadrunner, right? Hard to catch. Hard to catch, and I don't know how much the Native Americans actually caught them. I would assume that they would. I'm assuming that they would have, but they never thought about like necessarily domesticating turkeys, right? Or domesticating chickens. Didn't exist, by the way, in the United States. North America didn't have chickens. They're invasive.
Nope. They had wild birds, but not up here.
I mean, so you think about like what the Native Americans were doing. Like the Native Americans didn't have pasture animals or anything like that, right? And the ones that they did was fucking buffalo and bison. Like, you can't have... Bison are hard to deal with, I'm just telling you know? Like, they get a little bit of an idea, they will fucking trample you to death, no problem. Just ask anybody that's visited Yellowstone in the last 3 months, right? And from my understanding, like, even the buffalo and the bison around... Yellowstone, like the wild ones that we have, like they pretty much got hunted to extinction. And so you're talking about like a really short lineage for the current buffalo population, right? And bison, right? Even elk, like we hunted the elk to the point where they're almost all gone. So, you know, it was just like a completely different lifestyle as compared to what the Europeans were doing. You know, has a lot to do with like the proximity of where Europe was with the rest of the world. The fact that the Europeans were like constantly waging warfare against each other, sort of the natural surroundings influenced a lot of it. So you know, I mean, historically, it's very interesting. But I guess the whole reason we were even talking about this was the biological warfare that was committed onto North and South America, which is that crazy thing is that like with the LiDAR now, they're detecting how much bigger like the Inca population was and whatnot, and civilizations in South America that were. Let me see if I can find some.
Supposedly, even some in Antarctica, if that's legit. It's always hard to tell if I'm getting fed a...
I mean, I'd take that with a grain of salt because
exactly,
it's really hard to you know, it's hard to like really realistically verify the source because there's just so few realistic researching bodies that are in the Arctic,
in that area,
in the Antarctic for sure. I mean, it's certainly possible with the length of time that the Earth has existed. There certainly is a possibility of like, if there was a human population that evolved 2 million years ago, spent 300,000 years doing some shit and then dying off. That could exist, based on the time span that the Earth has existed, right? It certainly is possible, but then you go like, well, let's really get into the source of where this information is coming from, right? And then you go like, oh, well, this thing says it's us.gov or whatever, but then you come to find out like it's a Photoshop page that's just trying to trick you into buying vibrators or whatever, right? Next thing you know, you're just masturbating every day, all day, nonstop because you just wanted to find out if there's an ancient civilization on fucking Antarctica, right? But yeah, here's one of the LiDAR shots of the LiDAR that they're finding. All of these civilizations that are currently hidden by like silt and jungle, right? In like the rainforest and whatnot, that just didn't even really make it to any any of the modern writings and whatnot. They all just died off from the biological warfare. But it's 4:50 in the afternoon, which means I got to say goodbye to you, internet people. Thanks for coming out and hitting the like button and subscribing and being big giant fans and lusting after salmon or whatever the fuck you guys do. I don't know what's going on. We had a peak viewership of 10 today, so I look forward to next week's 8 viewers. Yeah, we'll see you then.